Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Emma and today I'm bringing you an ab routine. So when you're ready, get a little bit of space and come and join me. Very quickly before we start, if we haven't met before, I'm Emma, guide dog Archie's at the side sunbathing. There's a nice sunspot, so he might join us, probably not because he'll be sunbathing. But being blind, registered severely sight impaired myself, I do really try to audio describe everything in as much detail as possible. Blind people, visually impaired people, anyone can easily follow along. So when you're ready, we're gonna come over onto the hands and knees. And we're gonna spread the hands nice and wide, not so wide that they're uncomfortable, but wide enough so you're not screwing them up. And you can also have your hands up in a fist if this is uncomfortable, or even down on your forearms. But let's take those hands directly underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart. The knees are going to go underneath the hips, hip distance apart. And we're going to start with little cat stretches. So on the exhale, we're going to pull the abdominals in, tuck the head, the tailbone under, and find a nice rounded shape through the back. And then on the inhale, we're going to lift the tailbone, lift the chest, find our extension. And then we round up again. Exhale to pull the abdominals in. And then going back the opposite way, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. So we're just starting to warm up through the spine, through the core. Really starting to pull those abdominals in like we have that invisible belt or corset around our waist. And then I want you to find somewhere in the middle. So you're not arching, you're not rounding. Somewhere in the middle. And we're going to tuck just the pelvis under. And then release back to a natural curve. Then we go again, we tuck the pelvis. And I want you to think about rolling the hip bones in towards the rib cage. And release. So we're starting to warm up those lower abdominals. We're starting to find some awareness through the body as we only move the pelvis and not the upper back. Good, and then we're going to tuck the toes under, find a nice flat back, so we're not rounding, we're not sinking. And on the exhale, we're going to hover the knees an inch or two off of the mat and just hold, and then slowly let them come back down. We do this 8 times, so 7 more. Pull the abdominals in, take a lift of the knees, and back down. Carry on with that. As you're doing that, think about pushing the floor away so you're not sinking into the shoulders. You're also not rounding them so they're somewhere in the middle. And we're thinking about really drawing those abdominals in rather than just dumping it into the arms. Let's go 3 more times. Exhale as we lift. Inhale to hold. Exhale to lower. Let's go 2 more times here. And you're barely lifting off the mat. It's like an inch or 2, if that. And then let the knees either come down. You might want to sit back for a moment. Give the wrists a rotate. For the next one, we're either going to have the knees down, or you're going to hover them an inch or 2. And we're going to go back to our little pelvic tucks for 8. So if you need them down, the knees, that's okay. But we're thinking about just tucking that pelvis under. Feeling the abs, the arms working a little bit more in that knee lift. And let's go 4. And 3. Let's go 2. Oh, my pelvis didn't want to move then. 1. Good. On the last one, hover the knees. I'm going to move forwards. Hover the knees, step one leg back, step the other leg back so you're in a high plank. And then lift the hips up nice and high for a down dog and squeeze your heels together, toes apart. From there, lower back down into a high plank. Lift the hips back up again. Squeeze the heels together, toes apart. From there, come back to your plank. Swivel the legs to parallel. Place the knees down. Sit all the way back. Let's repeat that again. We come forwards. We hover the knees. We step one leg back. We step the other leg back, high plank. We lift the hips, and as we lift the hips, we squeeze the heels together, toes apart. We lower the hips down for our high plank, head to the toes are in line. We lift like someone's picking up your hips. We lower back down to our plank, swivel the legs to parallel, soften the knees, sit all the way back down. We go again. We shift the weight forwards. We hover the knees. Keep changing the leg that leads. So maybe this time you step the other leg back first, then the other leg. Then we push our hips up. We swivel so heels are together, toes are apart. Really squeeze those thighs. Draw the belly button away from the clothing. Come back to a high plank. Lift those hips again. Someone's picking up those hips towards the ceiling. Come back down to your high plank. Swivel the legs to parallel. Soften the knees. Sit all the way back. Good. When you're ready, roll yourself all the way up to a nice tall seated position. Swivel the legs around and shimmy right to the front of your mat. So feet grounded on the mat. The length of the mat is behind you. You don't want the feet too close, not too far away. Nice, comfortable distance. And let's take hold of either the shins or the backs of the legs to lift you up, lovely and tall. Relaxing those shoulders down and away from the ears. From there, again, we're going to do that little pelvic tuck. So we tuck the pelvis, we pull the abdominals in, upper body is still lifted, and then we lift up tall. Really small movement to start. We tuck just the pelvis under, pull those abdominals in, and then lift up nice and tall. If you feel you can go a little more, tuck the pelvis, pull the abdominals in, start to roll back a little bit more into your scoop. Find a C curve, rounding the lower back towards the mat. And then slowly come up, keep that curve until the shoulders are over the hips. And then lift, nice and tall. Let's go again, tuck the pelvis. Start to roll back down towards the mat, feeding both feet, grounding into the mat. Slowly come up, shoulders go over the hips. And then we sit nice and tall. Maybe try it with the arms off. And see if you can roll down a little lower. Tuck the pelvis. Feel each part of the spine move, the lower back. Maybe you're coming all the way down to the mat. We take the arms over the head. Keeping the rib cage together, not letting the lower back lift. We nod the chin and we roll up bone by bone. Press the lower back into the mat. Shoulders go over the hips. And we sit nice and tall. Let's just do that a couple more times. Really finding that scoop. A nice one to close your eyes for, actually. And just feel the spine move. I'm so off my mat right now. Take your time. Don't forget to lift nice and tall at the top. Let's go one last time. Breathe. And come all the way up. Lifting nice and tall at the top. Good. Keep lifting nice and tall. And let's take the hands, I'm going to struggle with this, take the hands, interlace them behind the back or just rest them on the temples. And you might need to take your feet further away. Just adjust until you can sit nice and tall. And we're going to do a little twist to the side, just the upper back, and come back to center. We go to the other side, we twist. And we come back to center. Just keep twisting from right to left. So really having to work the abs, the upper back to stay nice and tall. Now you can stay with this option, or we're going to scoot back. You're going to come down into maybe a half roll down, maybe a little more. And we're going to repeat that same twist in our half roll down. So we're finding this scoop. Now if that feels too much, you can always come back up and sit nice and tall. Let's go another 6, 5, 4. Try to keep the hip bones nice and steady. 3. I've completely lost count. 2. And 1. Reach the arms in front. Stay here for me. Keep pulling the abdominals away from your clothing. Reach one leg out nice and long. Draw it back down to the mat. Kick one leg out long, bring it back down to the mat. Kick the leg out, draw it back in, carry on with that. If you want a little bit more challenge, we're gonna take both legs out, tap both legs back down. Both legs reach out, both legs come back down. Let's go 2. Let's go last one, hold it and roll all the way down to the mat, whether it's one leg, both legs, no legs, and hug the knees into your chest. Good, last little bit, place the feet down to the floor. So the feet are not too far away, they're not too close, nice comfortable distance. And let's ground the back of the head and the shoulders into the mat, holding onto our pelvis, making sure it's not moving around. When you're ready, we're going to slide the right leg down nice and long and hover it just off of the floor, flexing our foot, really keeping the hips still. So if you had a drink balanced on each hip, it would stay there. You're then going to reach your opposite arm nice and long behind you, up by the side of your ear, so the thumb is pointing down to the floor or even on the floor. Fingertips are pointing back. From there, we're going to lift the arm and leg up so they almost meet in the middle, up to the ceiling, and then you lower all the way back down. We go again, we exhale, we lift the arm and leg up, and inhale, lower back down. Now, as you do this, if you hold your pelvis, you shouldn't feel any movement at all through the pelvis. It should be completely still. We're going to add an extra layer to this. So we're going to lift the arm and leg up. We're going to hover almost to the mat. We then take the arm and leg out to the corners of the mat, come back to the center, lift the arm and leg back up. We lower down, arm and leg goes out to the side, pull those abdominals in, come back to the center, lift. We do this just a few more times. Rest of the body staying completely still on the mat. 2. On this last one, we're going to hold it. Now from there, lift the other arm up to the ceiling, press the arms down to the floor, nod the chin to the chest and curl up towards that leg that is lifted. Pull the abdominals in. You've got a fist distance between your chin and chest, and we're going to start to pulse the arms. We breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. We're not here too long. We're just doing half of the 100, or not even that. And we're just seeing if we can hold here for a moment. Feeling that little breeze through the arms. Good. From there, place the other hand on the hip. Opposite arm goes up to the ceiling. You lower down, arm and leg reaches all the way down. Good. Let's change to the other side. Reach the left leg long. Hips are steady. Right arm goes up by the side of the ear. We lift the arm and leg up. And then we slowly lower down. And you're trying to make this as still as possible. This could be easy unless you do it where you're trying to get no movement at all through the pelvis. I mean, you could balance a drink on your pelvis and nothing would move. We're going to flex the foot throughout, like you're pushing something away. How steady can you be through that pelvis? Can you keep your head, shoulders on the mat? Even the other leg might be wandering. Let's go 2. On the last one, we're going to come all the way up. Sorry, we need to add that reach to the side. Down, take it out to the corner, back to the center, lift up. We'll do a few more here, sorry. As you take the leg out to the side, you may find there's one side where you want to kind of tip. So we're going to stay as steady as possible. Let's go 2 more times. On this last one, we take the arm and leg up to the ceiling. The other arm comes up and you keep pushing all the way up. If you need your head on the mat, that's okay. And we start to pulse through the arms. So pushing the palms down to the floor. We're in this curl up. One leg nice and lifted. And we're just going to do this for 2 more rounds. Breathing in for 5. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now from there, send the other leg up to the ceiling if that feels okay, so both legs are straight. Hold it here. Keep holding. Take the hands behind the backs of the legs, pull yourself up a little bit more. Take the arms off, keep reaching. Good. Take the arms up by the sides of your ears. Press the arms back down. Take the arms up by the side of your ears. Press the arms back down. Good, 6 more times here. Take the legs lower if you want more challenge, but you're trying to keep the head lifted, unless, of course, you need it down. Sorry, carry on with that. Microphone. 3, 2, 1. Keep the legs up. Rest your head on the floor. Open the arms out to the side. If you want more challenge, keep the legs straight. If you need to bend the knees, that's somewhere in the middle. Otherwise, feet down, that's a lovely option. Squeeze the legs together. We're going to roll the pelvis over to the right. Peel your left hip off of the mat and come back up. I'll show different options. As you go over to the side, if the feet are down, you're rolling onto the outside of the foot you're going towards, and then you come up. I want you to feel the other side of the body, the other arm, the other side of the rib cage, anchoring, pulling you back the opposite way down towards the mat. Nothing through the upper body is moving. We're just going to go a couple more times to each side, getting that lovely rotation through the back. Good, let's go one more time to each side. And over to the other side. We pull back to the center, we hug the knees into the chest, and we just start to circle the legs a few times one way, back the other, and then come into a full body stretch. Reach from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Feeling the abdominals, the chest, the arms, getting a nice stretch. Last little stretch over on your front, roll over onto your stomach. Bring yourself up onto your forearms, look straight ahead, legs along behind you. We're pushing the hip bones to the mat, trying to lift the chest away from the floor. Collarbone is smiling. If it's not enough stretch, straighten through the elbows, find a deeper stretch. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, slowly lower down. Take the hands underneath the chest. Press yourself all the way back to your heels. Stretch your arms as your head comes in between the arms down to the floor. And then slowly roll up to a nice tall seated position. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out, let it go. One more time, deep breath in. And breathe out. And you are done. That is your super quick ab routine. If you enjoyed it, please do give the video a thumbs up. I'm really close to 1,000, well, close-ish. So subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time for another one. Take care. Bye.